Greetings, North Arvada community. Happy Friday. It's time for our chat. This is Sonny Vancilis, principal at North Arvada Middle School, and I'm really glad to be coming to you with some additional information today. I'm going to share my screen so that we can talk about our new hybrid learning model. As I'm sure you all have now learned, Jefferson County Public Schools will start in a fully remote learning model, beginning August 24th through September 8th. And we have put together this document that will be accessible on our website to give you some details about what that looks like and also what your options will look like, whether you choose in-person hybrid learning or whether you choose to remain fully remote learning for at least this first semester. So on this document, from August 24th through September 8th, what we know is that students will be engaging in 100% remote learning, and that we will be focusing on building relationships, connecting to community, and that we will be conducting a virtual back-to-school event that will guide guardians and at-home learning coaches and students through the organization of classes, resources, materials, and expectations so that you all can support your learners and so that our learners have the tools to help them be successful while learning remotely. We are working on some supply options, and so that's still a little bit of an unknown for us. During the remote learning time, that's September 24th through September 8th, we will be inviting small groups of students that choose to have in-person learning starting September 8th in the hybrid model. We will be inviting small groups of students to come to an orientation in person. So stay tuned for additional information around that. So let's look at the 100% fully remote learning model. As I have said to you before, remote learning students will be able to expect a consistent layout and structure to every class. That means every class, whether you're in the hybrid model or whether you're in the remote learning, 100% remote learning model, because of course our students who are in the hybrid learning model will be learning some days in person and some days at home. So those structures will mirror one another, and they will be consistent across our school. For our 100% remote learning students, we will be looking at getting some calendar events online for you so that you can connect in a social way, socially distanced and masked, of course, where it's appropriate and where it connects with the curriculum. We will also be providing all of the social emotional supports. Our counselors will be available. We will have additional one-on-one paraprofessional support where needed for our students learning from home in a virtual way. That schedule will look like Monday through Friday will be every other day, or it will follow our hybrid model, our hybrid schedule, bell schedule, if you will, so that students can access their teachers, ask questions, get clarifications at a specific time where those teachers will be available. And then they can, in an asynchronous fashion, in other words, when it works for you as families, complete the learning lessons for their classes. Friday Pride Days, we're calling them, will be specifically designed for small group intervention based on MTSS, which stands for a multi-tiered system of supports. We may be inviting students to join specific teachers via Zoom call to provide specific supports, whether those be social, emotional, mental health supports, or academic learning supports. What we don't know yet in the fully 100% remote model is whether or not we will have all North Arvada teachers teaching those classes. Because we don't know the number of students that we will be servicing in the 100% remote learning model, and we don't know the health complications of our staff. So here is a schedule that we have created for you. So you can see that on Monday through Thursday, those purple and silver days, We've set out a block of time for our remote learners to access either one of the student teachers that they have during that block. So we are creating our blocks in humanities and STEM blocks. So social studies and language arts and math and science are clumped together in our students' schedules. You'll see that when our schedules are printed. And then of course, Friday here is a suggested schedule if this works for your family. These might be the times that we have specifically scheduled supports with those teachers. Otherwise, plan to work on a schedule that works for you on that Friday with primarily asynchronous learning. All right, let's talk about our hybrid learning model. In the hybrid learning model, students will be in school 2 days a week and learning remotely 3 days a week. So we do know that students will be assigned specific entry doors by grade level and last name, specific times by grade level and last name. Students will have to pass a temperature check and a screening question, and if they are unable to pass that, they will be sent to a medical safe room to await being picked up by parents or guardians. Students must wear masks, face coverings in school unless specifically stated by a staff member or when more than 6 feet of social distance can be maintained. They'll engage in 4 blocks. They'll have 2 interdisciplinary core blocks, as I mentioned before, language arts, social studies, math, science, very similar to our remote learning environment. They'll have 1 elective daily, and they'll have intervention and enrichment, or our Pride class. So the Friday Pride Day, as I mentioned in the remote learning environment, that Friday Pride Day will be remote learning for all of our hybrid learners. So if you're enrolled in the in-person hybrid learning opportunity, that Friday Pride Day will be remote asynchronous learning, and it will be reserved for specific supports for specific students. So you may be called in to be a part of a group or receive specific intervention or support for academics or emotional well-being. Our students in the hybrid model will be in groups of 15 students or less, and they will stay with that cohort of 15 students throughout the entire day, including lunch and recess. The transition times will be limited and on a rotating basis to reduce the number of students in our hallways. 6th graders who have requested band or orchestra will be placed in that elective wherever possible, and they will be assigned an additional elective each semester. Electives will be limited in order to meet the block scheduling expectations. We will have student services, counselors, school psychologists, social workers, social emotional specialists, the same staff members that will be supporting our students online will be supporting our students who are attending in-person learning. Again, as I said, these students who choose in-person learning should expect to be invited to an orientation at North Arvada sometime between August 31st and September 8th. So if that's your choice, you'll want to stay tuned for that. So what we don't know is if students will be on alternating days for the block schedule. That would look like purple, silver, and then the Pride Friday, or if they will be on consecutive days, purple, silver, and then the Friday Pride Day. We really need your feedback for us to determine which schedule is best for our community. So please complete the survey that is linked in this document that you can access on our website. It is very important to us that we get your feedback, so please let us know your preferred option by August 3rd. We also don't know if we will need an additional team of mixed grade level students in person, because it'll be based on the in-person enrollment numbers. As you know, GT is mixed grade level cohorts. They service students in grades 6, 7th, and 8th, our GT teachers do. So those will be in mixed grade level cohorts being supported by content area teachers. And so we don't know if we'll need that same type of a team. It will be based upon the students who choose to enroll in the in-person learning hybrid option. We also don't know if students will have all North Arvada teachers, because We don't know what the risk factors are that are present currently in our staff members. So here's what that block schedule is going to look like. It's the same on every day, but students won't necessarily have the same core classes each day. So that will change. It's the core class structure that will change every day. But our sixth graders, for example, will start in block 1 with a core block. So that could be math, science, or it could be language, arts, social studies. They'll have 90 minutes in that core block. They'll have enrichment. They'll have lunch and recess. Then they'll have an elective block. And then they'll have a core block again at the end of the day, which would be the opposite of whatever they had in the morning. Whether if it was language arts in the morning, then it would be social studies in the afternoon, and vice versa. So I hope that this information has been helpful for you. Again, please watch for a survey from the district that will come out on Friday. It is incredibly important that you complete that survey, telling us what your preference is for the learning environment as we start the school year September 8th, right after our initial start from the 24th through the 8th. Please complete the survey, letting us know your preferred learning environment, and that learning environment will be the learning environment for your child through first semester. We will have an option to appeal, and we will have a transition option. We want to work with specific family needs, so please make sure that you watch for the information regarding the appeal process, which would be a cohort change, and also if you want to transfer from one learning environment to another. We will work with individual families and their needs. I so appreciate you, North Arvada community. I can't wait to see you all in person. I can't wait to start the school year. Even as unprecedented as these times are, I am absolutely 100% confident that our teachers are ready and can't wait to be connecting with your students for the 2020-2021 school year. So thanks for your time, and I'll see you next Friday.